welcome to Flory Models. Here we're on Monday the 23rd of May 2016, and yes, we have started on the FW190. We're working our way through it. We're using obviously lots of aftermarket stuff. We spoke about this before. Literally anything, it's getting it. The kit itself, as we know, is pretty basic. Okay, if you were doing for a closed up out of the box, but even the engine unfortunately is a little bit lacking. So completely gutting out all the internals and replacing them with the Edard resin sets. So we've got the cockpit, gun bays, all the photo etch for the flaps and all the bits and pieces like that. Then we've got the engine, the new prop, the wheels, gear, you name it, it's got it, including the cockpit, which we're working on down here. And to be honest, it's gone together really, really well. The quality of the resin, the moulding, and everything else like that, as we know with this kit, is absolutely first rate. So really enjoying it. Should be a lot of fun. As we said before, the first part I'll be up with you next Monday. And that's going to focus purely on the cockpit, because by then I would have completely finished the cockpit. We can show about obviously going together, working with the photo etch, and yes, I have actually done the rudder pedals with this, which is a little bit different. So we've done that one, and then what we do is as a whole, you'll see that part. Then I'll move on to the next section, which will probably be the engine, the gun deck, things like that. So each section will go in each week, and then probably 3 or 4 weeks down the line, we'll be in a position then to put it all in, okay? And then obviously we'll be working our way through. But it is going to be a long build, very detailed, going to show absolutely everything on this one, so bear with us, and it'll be our big summer build. At the same time, obviously we're working on other things. We completed the Halifax, so that is up on the site now, so you've got part 11 of that is up with you, so you can go ahead and have a look at that one. Part 12, the last part of that, got a little bit of funny camera angle on that, because yes, I had camera troubles, but it's all explained, and I'll explain that when that one comes up later on in the week. Because what I'm going to do is, you get at part 11 now, probably part 12 will be up, I'm thinking Thursday, okay? So then that way, or maybe put it over the weekend. It's a long weekend we've got this weekend coming up, so we'll stick it in there, okay? So that way that finishes that build. Also, I've been working on the Osprey, so the Osprey is literally ready for primer now. I hopefully still get this edited and done, get that in primer, so that can be drying for a couple of days before we start on that, probably on Wednesday. Because I'm going to get a couple of days in this one and make our way through. Anyway, today started a little like this. Okay, good morning, here we are. What are we now? Just coming up for 9 o'clock, just done all the emails, done all the payment issues, all the bits and pieces for there. Remember, just a quick update, if you do get a message when you log in saying that there's a problem with your payment, your subscription, all the rest of it, it's an automated thing. What happens is PayPal shoots me a thing to say you've cancelled for whatever reason, okay, and then the system will flick you over to on that. Please don't ignore it, because many a time people just think it's nothing there, and then they don't give me the information, and then we get to like this morning, and I've just kicked out 10 people who obviously haven't got in contact, and you are on there. You were on there within the last week. You would have seen that message. Okay, so it is important that you get hold of me. Now this can happen a couple of ways. Perhaps your credit card or your debit card or whatever you've got on file with PayPal has changed. It doesn't matter if you update it, okay? Because what can happen is the system, because it doesn't want to just keep billing you and billing you and billing you forevermore if you don't use it, after the card dies, so does your subscription. Now it's dead easy. All you have to do is follow the link, resubscribe again, and then it will update your payment info. Don't panic too much if you get the message straight away, because sometimes it takes a couple of hours for the system to refresh itself and all the rest of it. Just, it should be absolutely fine, because before I go along and obviously cancel accounts and delete everything, I will check to make sure that obviously there hasn't been a fresh payment, a new account or anything else. But it is quite important to actually sort it out, okay? So anyway, yesterday, to be honest, I did a load of editing. Caught up with various bits and pieces, and I was going through, and to be honest, we've had to do a bit of work down here. Okay, now this is the Halifax. It's all finished off and looking lovely, and you won't believe how many times I've been around on this thing and doing this, but as you can see, we have it, okay, all done just like that. Now, the reason for doing that one, to be honest, that's it there, is when I come to do the editing and all the bits and pieces like that, I suddenly realised that we hadn't got the footage which I had shot with that set camera I'm recording you on now and going around and doing it all, okay? So it's like, right, okay, so we either forget that bit altogether or we reshoot it. So what I had to do is reshoot it. Now, it's not in today's part, that one's absolutely fine, talks more about the weathering and all the rest of it. But in the final part where we do the aerials and I explain all the little touches we did, I had to sort of, you know, cheat a little bit, reshoot it. So there is some continuity errors because obviously it was finished, but we have gone around and it is done. So what I'm going to do is I'm probably going to put it up on just thinking we're going to do that one Thursday. You might get a double bill actually on Wednesday and Thursday of this one, because I want to get this one completed out of the way. So you're going to get part 11, I think, which is going to go up today with you for the Halifax. And I say it talks about more weathering and all the rest of it going down in there, chipping work, stuff like that. And then obviously part 12, which is the final part, is going to be up with you at some point this week. I might do it Thursday, Wednesday, Thursday, something else like that. Okay, so that one's out of the way, because obviously we are making great work now on the Osprey. We've done the black work around the front. That's ready for primer. It's going to get primed this afternoon. And the other bit, as you can see just round on here, this pile of goodies over here is all the stuff for starting on the FW 190. Okay, so the big thing with that one, that's going to be our giant summer build. Okay, so we're going to make our way through with that one. We are going to have some nice fun projects mixed in amongst it as we're actually doing that particular one, so fear not if you're not in that type of thing. We've still got some modern stuff coming along, got a little bit of sci-fi, got some new projects coming in down the line, as you know, things like that. But that's going to be our big build. I intend to, each week it's going to be a stage. So one week we're going to focus just doing the engine, next week's going to be the cockpit, the week after that's going to be sort of probably the gun deck, stuff like that, the wheel wells, because you name it, we've got aftermarket bits for everything on that particular aircraft. I think it's just literally going to be the skin is going to be the only original bit from the kit. The rest of it is all going to be completely upgraded and done by our aftermarket scratch building and all the bits and pieces like that. Looking forward to that project, because obviously it's going to be our big project for the year. So what I'm going to do now is clear all the decks around here and everything else like that. We're going to do the intro for actually working on the FW190, explaining the project and everything else like that. And then we might even start a little bit of work on that one today as we make our way through it. Hello, welcome to Flory Models. This particular build is going to be our summer super build for 2016. What we usually do is do one big build every single year, and we throw the works at it. Plenty of scratch building, plenty of aftermarket, and really we've gone to town on this. Now this is Revell's 132nd FW190. This is the F8 variant. New tool, well, was last year by Revell. To be honest, it's quite a good kit, but it's Revell, so it's a little bit basic, shall we say. So a great for an out-of-the-box build, no problem. It's just lacking in sort of the details and everything that perhaps you'd want to find in a 132nd scale kit. Luckily for us, Edard jumped on this one big time and have thrown everything at it. So for this particular kit, what we're going to be doing is the full resin aftermarket cockpit set. We've got the full photo etch set for all the flaps and all the internals, the bits and pieces like that. The all-important gun deck up on the top, we've got all of that as an aftermarket part. We've also got down here a full engine, okay, the powerhouse of this particular one. So we've got the Daimler-Benz engine down in there. We've got brass undercarriage, new wheel wells, new doors, various bits and pieces down there like that. We've got new, the actual wheels themselves. We've also got a brand new propeller, spinner hub set and everything down in there. We've also got masking sets, harnessing sets, transfer sets, and we've also got a riveting set for it. Not sure if we're going to be going down that route yet, or I'm going to hand re-rivet it. As again, a bit on the wall with that one, but we're going to go one way or the other as we make our way through. Okay, so been working on this for about an hour or so, coming together really, really quickly. I can give you a quick guided tour. Right, okay, so I don't know how well the camera will play ball. We're doing rudder pedals. As you know, I normally don't do rudder pedals. I don't think it's going to work very well, but we are in this case, okay? We've done the cockpit as well. See it just down there. Must admit, we used the big machine to take off all the weld. Looking pretty good. No real problem with the detail and everything else. Working our way round, we got the seat done, we got the cushions done, the back rest as well, all the other bits and pieces. We started to work on the instrument panel as well, because it has a different couple of versions down in there and all different things. I have to say, apart from the rudder pedals taking me best part of 3/4 of an hour just to do those, now you know why I don't do them very often. They have come out very, very well. Very happy with that, all in all. So, so far, so good. Really enjoying it. A nice start with this one. It's coming together relatively well, very fast, very easy, but as I say, we haven't started on the kit yet, we're just putting it together. So my plan for this one is to spend probably the next sort of hour carrying on with it, trying to get it finished off. I want to get the rudder pedals installed, all the things, and that way it can just be painted the same interior grey right the way through. And then we're going to come back in and then we can detail it, dry brush it, weather it, wash it, and then we can get those tiny little decals involved with it and everything else. But I have to say, so far, so good. Okay, so there you go. Right, a couple of little reminders. Remember, the World War I SIG ends on Saturday night. Make sure you get all your entries in by Saturday, you know, at some point, because Hans will be closing it and then he'll probably shuffle them all around and all his bits, and I'll get the final bit on Sunday. Okay, then I'll make you the tribute video next week for that one so you can get it. We've got some great entries in that. We had a look at it last week, but really push on with that. We know we've got some that are pretty close to finishing and we don't want anyone to miss out. Okay, so if you are close to it, push through and get those sorted. Okay, so that's about it for today. As I say, go off and have a look at part 11 of the Halifax build. That's up with you now. I'm going to carry on with this, and to be honest, I'm going to do the seatbelts next, which are these nice fabric ones that we've got down here. I think they look far better than these horrible photo etch jobs down here, and everything else. So I'm going to carry on with that one, get the cockpit all done up, and we can get part 1 of that next week. So till tomorrow, everybody, happy modelling and take care.